Hello dear audience, you're listening to the commentary of the second round of the Emperor tournament which is taking place in Nice. The hero of the second round was Morozevich, who beat Wang Yu twice. Anand and Kramnik each won a point and a half against Kamsky and Rajabov respectively, and the other matches ended with draws. After 2 rounds, the leaders are Aronian and Morozevich, who now have 3 points each. Here are some of the most interesting moments brought to you by the experts of Chessbook.com. The game on your screen is Kramnik against Rajabov. The game ended with an effective but easily found sacrifice. Here it is. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, or, in other words, g takes f6, rook h4. But bishop takes f6 and rook takes f6, which is where black resigned. The proved variations are simple and interesting. After rook takes f6, g takes f6, queen takes f6 check, king g8, and rook d3 with an unavoidable mate. Levon Aronian nicely won the return match against Petr Leko after the biggest mistake in the earlier match in a blindfolded match. In the actual variation of the new Indian defense at the end of 20 moves, we saw this following position. White is moving ahead with the move knight e4 and wins in 2 moves. Oops! The square g6 was left without defense, which the cheap tactics expert, which is the teasing nickname Aronian gave himself, uses right away. Clearly and humanely played. All of White's power is centralized by concentrating on the most important idea, mating of the enemy king. And mate is unavoidable. And now the game Karakin Topalov. I will begin my commentary about this game from the following point which you see on the board. And the last and real storm of the Black Castle. Loses in 1 move, but oops! Now Sergei will have to win against the leader of the rating list for the 2nd time, because here, if knight g5, knight takes g5, queen f8, mate. But rook 8 b6. In the difficult position, Veselin made a move which was expected from him by many. He started to counterattack, and in the later battle, lost. And finally we get to the Ruy-Lopez duel between Kamsky and Anand, which we will discuss in a little bit more detail. The move that was considered to be a mistake because of bishop takes f7, though the world champion has the right to not believe the recommendations of the old books. Obviously works. Here is king h8, so rook takes f7. And here, of course, we can't play knight c6 due to the following variation, with White's win. Quote, with some compensation for the pawn, end of quote, as is written in the book of openings written in the 80s, though it looks like black has enough compensation, especially after White's next move. Recklessly played. Here, after the correct move, instead knight takes c4, the number of black pawns really decreases. Now the world champion has the position under control. But queen takes c4. Black has 2 bishops and a rook which is ready to jump onto the first row. Now that's what I call compensation. An interesting moment here. No matter how strange it might seem, but black is now the one that is missing chances. Here, instead, he should have made the check bishop c5, and after king f1, play with his 2 bishops. But instead, knight takes d2. Opposite colored bishops are opposite no matter where we are, in Nice or in blindfolded chess. and later everything was clear. The bishop goes to b1 to defend the set of pawns g6, h5, which will soon be organized on the king's side. All the pawns on the light squares, and now we wait. Finally dividing the responsibilities. The bishop goes to the queen's side, his majesty to the king's, and black will be happy with the draw. Here are the last few moves of this game. Thank you so much for your attention. We'll see you again very soon.